welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, if you didn't already know, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my foundation routine, the brushes I use, the products that I use to achieve that flawless brush out look. If you're interested in how I do it, go ahead and continue watching. So the first thing I do want to say, I did my brows off camera just because they take a really long time. But if you are interested in how I do my brows, I will have a link below to the video that I show you guys how I personally do mine. So the first step that I have is the primer. So you really want to have a good primer because you want to start off with a wonderful, it's like a foundation to the house. So you want to have a foundation for your skin. So the primer is an amazing first step. So with your primer, you're going to look for something that's moisturizing. You want to look for something that has, like a pore defect, so it makes your pores minimized. And you also want to look for something that's going to get everything to stick and not shift during the day. And one of the products that I found is this one. So this is the Pure No Filter Photography Blurring Primer. It's very long name, but this is probably one of the best primers that I've had, but I do still prefer the Hangover Primer by Too Faced over this, just because that one is a little bit more moisturizing and has a little bit more less oil inside of it. So we're going to start off with this, and with this I just use just a regular foundation brush. And this is from Isabella Scott Sidney. This is her collection of brushes that just came out. So I'm going to go ahead, put that in there. And what I do is I just put it exactly on the brush. And usually that is enough to cover my whole face. And I used to be like, I'm never gonna live without my beauty blender. But I'm gonna show you guys a brush that's amazing for foundation. And I don't know if I'll ever go back to a beauty blender after this brush. So that's all nice and blended in. So the next step is the foundation. Now I have quite a few foundations in my collection, and I also have quite a few foundations that I have tried that are not in my collection that I am going to bring back into my collection. So my very favorite foundation is the Lancome foundation. It's one of the best foundations on the market right now. It is beautiful, it's soft, it makes you feel like a model, and it makes you look like one. But because it's $50, I was like, I don't want to get hooked on a $50 foundation until I can financially actually pay for that. So I am sticking with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, and I use this every single day. I feel like this is one of the best drugstore foundations that I have personally tried, and I have tried a ton. And I am in the color 101 Classic Ivory. So with this, I just take the cap off, and I just use this, and I just apply it all over my face. And on the package, this says that it's medium coverage. I honestly feel like this is full coverage. But sometimes medium coverage to one person is full coverage to another person. So I got it in my hair. Now this is the brush I was telling you guys that is my the best brush I've ever had in my life. It's the Morphe Y6. It's the gold collection that they came out with. This is the best foundation brush that I've ever used in my whole entire life. It turned me away from beauty blenders, and I literally could not live without this. So we're gonna buff and blend this in. What's wonderful about this brush is it doesn't leave the like the little hair marks. You never have to worry about that with this. Also, I already announced the giveaway on my Instagram for the giveaway that happens in December. But I will be having another one here within the next month or two. So be on a lookout for that. And I think that one's going to be like a really big giveaway. It's going to be a little bit longer, so you guys will have a little bit more time to like share the videos and stuff like that. And this will have like all name brand stuff in it. Because I understand the struggle of not being able to afford high-end stuff all the time or at all, you know. So I might be throwing in like a Morphe palette and stuff like that for that giveaway. But definitely keep an eye out because it will happen in the next month or two. Keep hitting my mirror. Okay. So that is all set in. And then the next step is concealer. Now this is by far the most amazing concealer that I've ever tried in my life, and you could see it on so many other beauty gurus channels. This is a big deal to a lot of people, and it's the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I am in the color Fair Beige. And I love this stuff. I'm also going to buy one of these to contour with because the consistency and it stays on all day. Like, does not shift, doesn't do anything. And look at that doe foot, like, amazing. So what I do is I apply it, and I'm almost out of this concealer. I feel like crying right now. So I'm just gonna go under the eye. I usually like make a big triangle. Yeah, I'm almost out. But I've had this for like months on end, so like it really lasts long. And you really don't need this much concealer, but I like to conceal. I'm gonna put some on my blemish and down the nose a little and the forehead a little bit. Now this is usually where a lot of people would put a damp beauty blender to their face. I still stick with the Morphe Y6 brush, and I just go in and buff it out. And today I only have like a couple of errands to run, and I've been wearing a ton of makeup over this holiday season, so I am going to probably just stick with doing my face and then a lipstick. Just to kind of be a little bit more out there, so I don't look too plain. And the forehead. And That stuff blends out so good. It makes me so happy. And currently I'm looking like a ghost because of all of that stuff, and I'm really pale. So now we're going to bring color to the face, and I'm going to go in with another Isabella Scott Sydney brush, and it's just this a little bit smaller powder brush. This is my big powder bronzer brush. And this one is from Claire's. This one is once again from Isabella Scott Sydney. And I use this to bronze contour with. I used to bronze with this, and I probably will go back to it because it's one of my favorite brushes. But I've been liking that like serious cut contour bronzer, so I use a smaller powder brush. So the bronzer that I use is Park Avenue Princess by Tarte. Maybe if I can get it open. I'm just gonna dip in there a couple times. And this stuff always smells good. Like, Tarte, you're doing something good. And we're just gonna go in and bronze it up a little bit. I only do a little bit of bronzer because I go in pretty heavy with the contour. Now we're gonna go in with the contour, and I use, I'm trying to get it. I use this Tarte Clay Play. Yes, it's Clay Play, sorry. It looks like this. And then I use Desert right here. Dip in there a couple times. And the contour is pretty strong. Looks pretty good. Alright, and then I'm going to add some Airspun face powder. And I'm going to kind of set the concealer where it was. And this stuff smells like my grandma's makeup, which smells good. It's not an insult whatsoever. And also, I'm still going in with the Morphe Y6. I'm telling you, this brush is everything. I use it for everything. Right, so then we're gonna go ahead and go in with some Tarte Amour blush. Looks like this. It's always so hard to open these. There we go. I'm gonna go in with a Wet n Wild brush. This is just one of their little smaller little brushes. I'm not gonna go real heavy in it. That's just enough. And then of course we're gonna go in with highlighter. And today, since I'm kind of going with that, I kind of like glow within. I don't want it to be too heavy, and I don't want it to be too light though. So I'm going to go in with the Sleek makeup palette. Looks a little like that. I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques brush, and this is their setting brush, but I use it for highlights. I'm just gonna go in with the lightest one, this one, and just apply it so. Right, so we got that glow. Then I like to put some on the nose. And then since I'm not doing anything else today, I'll put some lipstick on and call it a day. I do want to go ahead and put some foundation on my eyelids so they don't look too scary. Or, you know what, let's add like a little, I'll go in with this and I'll go to Temper in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm just going to go in there and pack that on my eyes so my eyes don't look so bleh. So they have some color to them. Because I got nothing going on. And no, I didn't carve my brows out today because I was like, oh well. They look fine without it. But normally, yes, I cut my brows out all the time. But I'm trying to go for that like nice skin, eyebrow look, the glow within. I'm not trying to go all full out. That looks a ton better. And then I'm just gonna add a lipstick and then we will be totally done. But yes, we are done with the face look. So these are the products that I use to do that and accomplish this. So I'm going to go ahead and put a lippy on.